What's going on, everybody? Good morning. So today we've got a Kenworth we're working on. It's a T680. I'm going to show you something where the customer states does not build air. There is a leak under the cab. So what we found, the original line that comes off of the the air compressor. Okay, this is fun to get to, but either way, you'll figure that out in a second. I'll show you that. This line was blown out. So the guy, technician, whoever it was, goes and installs another one, which is actually pretty easy, right? You figure, hey, just put another line. That's what I would have done. Same thing. Unfortunately, they didn't do it like one piece. They actually did two. Okay, no big deal. However, the line blew out in the exact same place, which is kind of weird. I figure, okay, maybe something was just rubbing or shaping along. But no, we found something else a little different. We actually found the air dryer, and I'm going to show you that in the video, where this was completely plugged full of carbon. This is the line that comes in from the compressor, the discharge line, which goes into the dryer, feeds everything else, and does what it's supposed to do. But this was completely backed up. So we're going to be putting a new air dryer on there. This is the part number from Bendix. Okay, brand new. It is exchange. It is expensive. Runs you about $900, $1,000, and it's complete. You do need to put your fittings, because those, of course, do not come included. But let me show you what the truck looks like, and we will go from there. Okay guys, so this is the Kenworth T680. You're gonna see right here. There you go, Kenworth. Now the nice thing about this particular truck is Paccar, the way they designed it is in order for you to get to the line, okay, which is gonna be routed just over the transmission way back yonder, check that out, you're gonna need to access this little panel, which is freaking great. I'm glad they actually put this little panel, this little hole in here, okay? And you're gonna see right there, that's where the discharge line connects to. So this discharge line connects, runs up and over the transmission, goes down, back and around, and it goes down where the air dryer is. So the good thing is you get to take this apart. I find it a lot easier to pull out the seat, pull the floor mat up and out of the way, and that way you have access to all the fun, all the bullshit. But I'm glad they did that, because really any other way, how on earth is anyone going to get their ass inside to gain access to that? Pretty difficult. But again, that's one thing I got to say, hey, that's pretty fucking clever that they did that. That's probably because some of the trucks came with a standard versus an automatic, but hey, that's a different story for a different day. So again, once you gain access to that, you pull the line out, and now we're going to install this here, which is actually pretty easy because it's only secured by 4 bolts on the back of that. So let me show you where that goes now. As you can see, this is some of the interior parts that we have to pull out in order to gain access. There is the driver's seat. You don't have to go as far as removing the passenger side seat, just again, because you can fold it over and gain access to this floorboard of this panel. So anyway, that's beside the point. So now what we're going to do is we're going to crawl up underneath, and we're going to take a look at where this dryer gets mounted. All right guys, here we go. So this is where our air dryer is going to get mounted. Nice 4 bolts. You need your 9/16 socket. These are all of our wonderful spaghetti lines that we're going to have to connect to everything. I did take a picture of everything just in case. I also scraped off some of the colors so I know exactly what goes where. I am going to need a little bit of sandpaper so I can get some of this paint off, because of the factory, I guess, when they paint this whole thing with that nice protective paint, well, makes it a little difficult to get some of these lines in. So again, we're going to mount it up first, then we're going to start installing lines one by one. Again, we have all new fittings in there. Just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to. You can save yourself a little bit of money. If you can, just replace all the fittings, man. It's not terribly expensive, but it will save you time, because these all tend to leak, especially with the push-pull over time. With the vibration, they all leak. So I'm kind of opting to go with the new fittings, with the exception of this one. I couldn't remove it, but other than that, they're all ready to go. Again, I hope you guys kind of agree with me on that. Anyway, let's get this thing mounted up. So quick rule of thumb, or a quick little tip, if you like your bolts, run them in first, because sometimes, I don't know what it is about the threads on the housing, they may not be ready to receive. So the nice thing is, again, it gets mounted there. I'm going to mount it on my big old belly, and then that way I can run these threads in. I'm not going to do it all the way, but of course I want to make sure I don't have any issues there. I got my ratchet ready to go. So again, just kind of chase them down, obviously take them back out, mount it, and it should make it a little bit easier. This way this way you know the threads are the right ones, the bolts are the right ones. Sometimes the factory fucks up and then you're going to be the one paying for it. So again, never force them, just chase them down and go from there. And just like that, that's pretty much how you're going to try to line this thing up. There we go. Oh, wait. Give it a little wiggle. Get that, make sure the threads go in first before you start using your power tool. So anyway, I got this going in right now. I'm going to figure out this last one. I got to put the phone down so I can actually, come on, baby. I'm trying to wiggle my stomach, but there we go. All right, let's get the ratchet in there. Tighten it down, and then of course we're going to use our wrench to secure it. Again, don't over torque it. You don't want to strip this. This is a very expensive unit. Again, you're looking at about $900 to about $1,000 for this complete assembly. Can it be rebuilt? I'm sure there's somebody out there, but for now we don't have time for that shit. And honestly, I don't know of anyone that can rebuild these. This is a pretty new truck. I think it's a 2021, 2022. So anyway, let's get this going. There we go, guys. So I'm going to secure this correctly with a wrench or a ratchet and a socket. Just tighten it down a little bit, make sure it's nice and snug. And then the last thing I have to do is, like I said, I got to get all these lines in, but I have to get all this paint off, at least maybe about a ½ inch worth. So I got a little bit of sandpaper. We're going to sand that down, and then we're going to get these into their respective places. I got to wait for the actual discharge line to come from, or actually they got to make it over at Hoseman, which is a place down the way. So anyway, let's get this thing going. Get this truck back on the road. All right, guys, so now we have everything where it needs to be. Okay, all the lines are going where they are. Everything is zip tied nice and secure. This particular line I don't like, but that's because, unfortunately, I couldn't get a 45-degree fitting on here, so I had to use a straight one. I'm going to try to secure this a little bit better just so it's not kind of dangling all over the place. Waiting on the discharge line, the one that actually comes up from the compressor up and over the transmission, and then it connects to here. So it kind of does this weird serpentine looking thing, and again it goes right there. Let me see if I can get it better. Yeah, it goes up and over the transmission. I still have to secure everything. I still got to start it, test it, make sure everything builds up air properly, purchase properly. I shouldn't have any issues, but again, you never know. So once I do that and everything is good, I will assemble everything as far as the interior goes, and we're ready to go. So for now, this is all done. It's all zip tied and ready to go for now. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. All right, guys, so we have everything all lined up. We've got our new hose. Now, this hose is not the original one. Had to have it made, as I mentioned before. However, I probably should have just waited for the original one. It was a lot cheaper than this one, but it's all about availability. So we're going to run that down there. We're going to secure everything as best we can. Let me show you what we did. Come take a look. All right, guys, so there we go. As I mentioned, the line's going to run down there. I secured it as best I could so it's not going to bob around too much. I got to cut that zip tie. I ran it here in between the chassis. I did put this here in case this rubs. I don't want this line to fail just because I got a little lazy, so I put this little old piece of hose, secured it, same thing, ran it down and around right over to our air dryer, as you can see there. So far so good. I know it's not the best picture or the best YouTube video out there, but again, it's going to work for now. I just got to secure this a lot better. I don't really like the way this looks, but I'll see what I can do right now. But anyway, let's get the interior going. Let's cover this thing back up. So you got the idea. You're going to go ahead and secure this plate back.
So repeat that times 12.
There you go. So all we're going to do now is get the floor mat. We're going to tuck that nice back into place. We have to assemble that side. We're going to have to assemble this side. Yeah, so lots of fun. And then we'll get the seat in. We're going to connect the air supply to the seat and so on and so forth. And that's about it. Of course, we're going to start up the truck and make sure the repairs were done right. So
Okay,
let's
there
keep
you
going.
have it. So floor mat push back into place. I got the cover there. I'm going to install the seat. I'm going to secure the seat. Then I got to put the molding on the side. I got to put the molding underneath behind the pedal on the side, and I've got to repeat the same process over on that side. Now, is there an easier way to do this? Maybe. I guess you'll find out. But either way, we're gonna put this back together, connect this air supply like I mentioned. I believe this goes to the seat belt or something of that nature. And then we're gonna fire it up and do the final test, and hopefully everything goes well and we're good to go. So for now, let's keep moving, man. It's getting warm out here today. Okay guys, the moment of truth. I've got the seat installed. I still gotta tighten this down over here. Have the air connected to the rear of the seat. There's a little line down here, took care of that. Everything's connected downstairs. Let's see how much air we currently have. We are at about 84 and 0 PSI on the second one. So anyway, let's fire this thing up and let's see if it worked. So far so good. I like that. Got to wait for the air to build up. Got to at least get above 100. All right, well fuck man, let's go. There we go, look at that, 104. So far so good. Now these are lights that are already there. I'm not going to worry about that. Didn't come in for that, and this video is certainly not about that. We should be getting to about 120, 130. I should hear the air purge from the dryer. Let's go take a look. Nice. Okay guys, I'd say that is a successful repair. And now, like I said, I just got to put all this bullshit back together, and this guy is ready to get back on the road, which I am very happy. I'm just going to do a quick little road test after that to confirm. And that's about it, guys. If you have any questions, as always, I hope this video helps out. Again, I've never seen that where the actual dryer causes the discharge line to burst or pop. But anyway, if you guys like this, all I ask is one thing: like, subscribe. Have a great day.